Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're talking everything Oktoberfest. Let's get into the video. As you may not know, I went to Oktoberfest for the first time in October 2024. Or was it September? Actually, Oktoberfest began on October 12th, 1810 to celebrate the wedding of Prince Ludwig to Princess Therese, and it lasted for 1 week and ended with a horse race. The festivities were so great that the couple decided, here what, we need to do this annually. And actually, it originally, as we said, was celebrated in October, but was moved earlier September to avoid bad weather and, quite frankly, cold weather. In modern times, however, up until 6 p.m., you hear a lot of classical music, you would find a lot of bands. And after 6 p.m., they have requested that all the music is kept under 85 decibels to preserve the bear tent tradition and do away with this whole party culture which we know Oktoberfest has become. Common attire for Oktoberfest is often lederhosen and dirndl. However, where did this even come from? We all think that it's German attire, but actually it originated from peasants' clothing. Lederhosen and dirndl were actually peasants' clothing that were at some point the aristocracy found hip and decided to remodel these things using more expensive fabrics, silks, and for the men, they would have leather made from either deer or goat or some other form of cattle. Lederhosen actually should not be washed in a washing machine, but actually it has to be carefully cared for because it is actually original leather. The men need to do something like brushing the leather as well as cleaning it with a light damp cloth to remove any bear stains from the festivities. The dirndl, as you see me wearing, is usually consists of a dress, some sort of undertop, and an apron. Nowadays, you can find these aprons in many different fabrics, including very expensive silks, and the prices of these dirndls can go up to 1,200 euros or more. So it's really an investment. It's no longer peasants' clothing, but actually something for more of the elite. So, a little bit of our journey there. We actually decided to drive there because taking trains were extremely expensive. The journey from North Rhine-Westphalia to Bavaria is just about 6.5 hours without traffic. So we decided to start our journey very early in the morning at around 3 to get there. We got there, I think, around 8 or 9. I would definitely recommend if somebody wants to go there and you're going by train, you should book your train well in advance. Now to the tent, which is the main attraction at Oktoberfest. People go there to get in these tents. If you don't have a reservation to get in a tent, expect very long lines to get a free spot. And a lot of tents do not have a lot of free spots, especially on the weekend. I would advise if you have not reserved a tent or a table to just go during the week. A Friday or Thursday, then it's much easier to get in a tent and you can avoid all the crowds. Tent reservation or table reservation. So the tents are usually hosted by local breweries. That's why you see very popular names like Paulaner, Augustina. All of these are very popular breweries. The cost for the reservation of a table is usually between 300 and 400 euros, and the table usually seats 8 to 10 persons. Very often, this original price that you use to reserve the table comes with some amount of beers or food. However, a lot of tents also ask for an additional payment in order to reserve beer and food in the process. Let's get serious. The thing is expensive. For us, we did not have a reservation, but we were very lucky to get into the tent that we saw in all of the videos. Now, I feel like the atmosphere in there is definitely one to be experienced. We got in the tent, I believe, around 3:30, and it was already filled with people and everybody was already drunk. We stayed there up until closing, which was at 10:30. So we really experienced from what I would call the very beginning to the very end, till they were cleaning up. When we got in, because we did not have a table, we then had to find a waiter who was willing to serve us without a table. That being said, usually if you do not have a table, the waiters do not serve you. However, some of our friends in Munich did have some connections, so we were able to get some drinks. The drinks is very important. So in our tent, which was Fischer Veroni, a beer costed 14 euros and 70 cents. But you need to pay a little bit of tip to basically persuade the waiter to come back to you later on. So each one from our group paid 20 euros per beer so that we can give a very handsome tip to the waiter. Also, change. If you pay with a 20, that 5 euro is their tip. They're not coming back to you with any change. Each one of those beers, the beer that was the size of my head, costed 15 euros and it was 1 liter. 1 liter of beer, let's just equate it. 1 liter mass from Oktoberfest is the equivalent of approximately 4 Caribs. That's a lot of beer. Each of us had at least 2.5 to 3 of those. So you can imagine why people were drunk at 3 p.m. Nevertheless, it was really a great time. They had a lot of bands performing and the bands would change constantly throughout the event. So a little bit about the food. Because we did not have a dedicated table at the beginning, we were not able to order food, which would be half of a chicken or like potatoes. I would definitely add some videos about waiters passing by with huge trays of food. However, there are people constantly passing, selling pretzels, and I love a good pretzel. And they're full of very thick sea salt, so that really helps if you're a little bit on the drunk side. Anyway, that's all I had for you guys in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next week.